Good morning, day traders, and welcome to Market Minute, a hedge fund trader's technical analysis of the stock market for Monday, April 4th, 2022. Let's get after it. So a little bit of challenging conditions here pre-market with very sort of limited economic news on the horizon here today. We've got kind of mixed narratives here, right? So looking kind of weak here on the daily, but looking like we want to have that sort of bullish momentum here or bullish strength on that sort of monthly or even weekly time frames. SPY's giving us a really nice little 4-hour inside bar there where that closing volume on Friday was surprisingly strong, right? It's not very often we see that sort of second volume 4-hour period kind of give us that equal or engulfing volume profile. So definitely a little bit of bullish strength here after this full body bullish candle. And we'd like to see this sort of momentum continue for a breakout over this 450, 420. If the SPY is able to do that, then there's certainly a little bit of room up towards that, say, 450, 620 area, and then that 459, 460 zone. Similar narrative here on QQQ, but there's a little bit of an easier volume profile for us to kind of get after here. So kind of two consecutive disappointing kind of volume profiles sets up a volume divergence reversal here on the daily time frame. Kind of similar monthly profile as well, right? So if we can get that sort of strength, if we can get that sort of momentum, QQQ certainly looks like it could have some legs. Needs to clear that 364 area on volume, and if it can, then we have a little bit of space up towards that 366.60 area. Apple's giving us a kind of a look where it maybe needs to maybe kind of catch its breath before it really wants to become tradable here. For a bull case, right, sort of needs to clear this 180 kind of price range and sort of in between, sort of more one to watch than one to trade here today. Again, looking like it has a little bit of momentum here on maybe the monthly time frame, but that needs to break out above that 180 and then retest those sort of all-time highs. Tesla looks like maybe one of my favorite setups here today with that sort of bull flag consolidation here, and now looks like it wants to give us that pop up and over. If you can clear that 1100 barrier, then it certainly looks like it has some room towards that 1115, and then things get a little bit sticky with some resistance at 1120 and then 1125 before finally giving us a little bit more space towards that 1136 target. If we aren't able to get a sort of clean outlier breakout move here, then you need to be a little bit cautious as we get into that sort of sticky resistance zone pretty quickly. Microsoft continues to show some good kind of momentum here and maybe a bit like a bull flag as well. Like looks good on the monthly, right? Not quite there on the daily, not quite there on the weekly. So maybe more one to watch than trade here again today. But if we are able to sort of clear that 317 barrier, then things can get pretty exciting pretty quick. AMD, kind of one of a better setup here, maybe to the downside than anything else here this morning. If we can break down and sort of lose this trend line, right, we're going to have a nice little wedge pattern to sort of break down here from. So under this 106, we certainly have kind of room $1 at a time towards that 105, 104, 103, 102, and then eventually contest that sort of 100 zone. And then last but not least here, NVIDIA looks a little bit stronger than AMD sort of on the longer time frames, albeit not exactly perfect. So I'd like to see that sort of continuation breakout, see a little bit of that momentum continue here and looking for a move above that 276.50. From there, we've got room towards that 280, 283.50, and then that 285 zone. If that weakness steps in, then we're going to be looking for breakdowns under that 262.50 towards that 260 area and then eventually through, right, and towards that 256.40. Facebook might be in play here as well on a nice little inside bar breakout, and worth noting here after sort of Twitter's relative strength, right? So Twitter's gapping up like 30% here this morning on the news that Elon Musk is taking a 9% stake in the company. So maybe see a little bit of that sympathy strength step in here on Facebook, and we have a nice little inside bar here that could give us a rip above that 227.40. So we'll be cautious here, we'll wait, but definitely looks like there is a little bit of potential here this AM. So that's how I plan on dominating today's action. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to follow my trades live, you can start your free 7-day trial at dtrtrading.com. Otherwise, have yourselves a fantastic session and talk to you all tomorrow for the next Market Minute.